please introduce yourself and you may proceed.
All right, Sean Drasher, Director of Elections. And we have a few items to cover today. First, we should probably start with the ballots. In front of you is an example of each type of ballot available, not all ballots, but each type of ballot layout. You shouldn't really see much of a difference in there, except for the aforementioned Spanish translation to 2 parties and the addition of the districts in a few races.
And those were requested by the state.
Requested by the state, not required, but requested. So, yeah.
Well, I want to say thank you for hanging in there. It was a lot of last-minute changes, so I'll make a motion to approve the ballots as presented.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we approve ballots for the November 8th election as presented.
Okay.
Any questions regarding the ballots? If not, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign, so moved. Any questions for Mike? Oh, you have one more thing. Sorry, not Mike.
That's my role. I usually mess it up. I've been doing pretty good here of late.
The next thing I'd like to cover is the Runbeck contract. This is a piece of equipment that Joellen and I went to look at in Dauphin County, and the 30-second description is it is a large piece of equipment that processes inbound mail. It matches up the inbound mail we get to the voter record, including signature matching, which is pretty amazing, and then sorts it by either precinct or tray. It's very flexible in how we organize and set things up once we roll it out. It would handle all of our inbound mail for the elections, and the big benefit is that it then generates a file that updates the state database. So theoretically, this would eliminate errors in input with human errors of scanning things in when you're doing that much mail. It's rolled out in a number of counties already. And the big numbers you want are on the very back page here, page 16. And that covers your cost, which would be 100% covered by the new HAVA grant.
Let's see, any questions? Well, let's get a motion.
Motion to approve.
And I'll second that motion.
I have a question, but I guess the HAVA, it's covered there, and it eludes me right now. So I'll go ahead with asking for the motion, or the vote. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Okay. So this contract then, when we sign it then, this is a piece of equipment they will build for us. It's not a next day delivery. It'll take some time, but we'll have to have a spot to put it once it arrives. So.
I just remembered the thing about the signature matching, and that seems to me to be a quagmire because people's signatures change over time. And
It does.
And if it doesn't match, what's the, do you know what?
It's a great question. So we have a lot of flexibility in how we handle it, but how it would default, or how I would set it up, would be we would have, it's a pretty amazing machine when you see it in action. It's really amazing. It sucks the mail in, hits it with a laser. The laser measures the exact weight, which it then compares to an example package piece that we have. That's how we know that we have the correct pieces of mail inside the envelope. If it does not have that piece, it kicks it into this tray and says you're missing an envelope. But we can presume it's missing the envelope or the ballot inside. Then it compares the signature based on the data file that we have for the voter, and if the signature matches, it proceeds as normal. If not, it kicks it into a second tray and says the signature doesn't match. It's then up to us to take that extra step to decide what to do.
I'd also like to point out that one of the amazing things that I really liked about this system was we're getting 8 different trays, essentially, and they're not cheap, but 4 come with the machine and we're getting 4 extra. And this will allow us to program it for 4 different years, and the election cycle is 4 years. So we've had some recounts, like with district judge, and you know the potential's there for a legislative recount or a school board, whatever. But the point is, we can program it for each of the election years to the probably most contested races that would happen. And it's amazing because then the rest of those ballots do not have to be touched because they're all sealed. You're not disturbing the seals, they stay in storage, and you're just dealing with the trays that are pertinent. And we're also following the law that when there is a recount, they have to go through a certain process. It's a legal process. And we're actually able to do it in the time period required. It's so efficient. I just cannot imagine. But the Dauphin County voter registrar was so credible in his endorsement of this machine that I think it's a really good investment for Lebanon County. And if we have fewer workers, this is going to pick up a lot of the slack in the office and takes up more room, but it's and the time that we spend is truncated into a very small time. I don't know if it's a quarter of the time.
Well, we'll have to see what it's capable of versus what it's capable of doing weeks of work in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But that's not literally what's going to happen, because
No.
the work's going to roll in slowly, and then it'll be doing a lot of work quickly, and then we'll still have to clean up afterwards. So it's a remarkable piece of equipment, and it's modular. It has lots of features that we have not opted for at this time, but if we wanted to add other features to it, it's a modular system, just plug in, and we could upgrade it later.
And the cost is about $180,000.
And then the
Yes.
contracts.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we knocked off, because we already have a letter opener, we knocked off $20,000 off the price.
Okay. Yes,
Wait,
James.
is the cost $180,000 the first year and then additional $20,000 each year for
Correct.
260?
It's $180,000, and then there's a yearly maintenance agreement for $20,000.
Oh, okay, gotcha,
Yeah.
it's a maintenance agreement. And shipping to be determined, or do you know that now?
I don't know the shipping yet.
Okay. Anything else? All right, thank you.
Sure. And I just have one quick thing before I go. LNA testing is currently underway. We are wrapping, hopefully up today,
LNA is,
our testing of all our equipment, and ballots running through all the equipment. So far, everything's going through, but there is a sign-off process on every machine, so that slows us down.
and I did announce the dates for registration and mail.
Oh, did you, okay,
Yep.
good.
If I may, one more. The one question I was asked last night was, when will these ballots go in the mail?
There's
People
the
are
magic
looking for
question.
them already.
Oh.
I said, not before Monday, for sure.
Right. So the phone rings every 2 minutes in our office on
Yeah.
that. So the ballots, as you know, have been ready. You guys officially approved them now, but we've had them,
Yeah.
but we don't want to send any out until they go through all the LNA testing. The ballot is the ballot, but it's just verifying that those ballots go through every single machine, and it's tedious, and we know they will, but until we finish, we don't want to drop them in the mail. So I was hoping to get LNA done by the end of today. I was over there first thing this morning, and it looks like they might be done more like tomorrow morning. Once they're done, we're contacting David A. Smith with our file, and they'll turn it around. So I don't know if that means they'll hit the mail Saturday or Monday, but it'll be the beginning of next week at the latest.
Okay, I told them I'd wait till Monday,
Yeah.
because. I
And when they
don't-
hit the mail, when they
yeah.
hit the mail.
Yeah, that's not when they'll get them, but when they go out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
May I ask, what's your project? Do you have a ballpark figure for mail for this cycle?
We are currently, I haven't looked at 2 days because I've been over at the warehouse, but I'm guessing between 11 and 12,000 right now request, and we should have a big chunk come in yet in the next 2 weeks, and then it should trail off after that.
Okay. All right.
And our vendor has our paper.
Yes.
They sent us a photograph of the skid of our paper with our
The
Yeah,
80-pound
Lebanon
paper.
County.
Lebanon County written right across it to assure us that our paper's there.
It makes me feel better. It is a real crunch. The paper crunch is real.
All right, Sean, thank you very much.
Sure.
Thank you,
Have a
sir.
good day.